Another series loss for the Toronto Blue Jays. They lose the finale 9-3 to the Seattle Mariners. And right from the get-go, it was chasing. The Blue Jays were chasing the entire game. And coming into the game, we're like, okay, they have Mike Leake on the mound, who has not had a good start to his year. We have J.A Happ, who overall has been fantastic. Had an iffy last start, but overall has been very good. So coming into the game, we're like, all right, I feel like the Jays have an edge here. Doesn't help in the very first inning when they get the bases loaded, and J.A Happ gives up a grand slam to Kyle Seager, and just like that, it's a 4-0 deficit. But it's okay. It's the first inning. This thing can change at any point. Top of the second, Mitch Haniger singles to center field. Jean Segura comes in to score, and it's a 5-0 game. But it's okay. We go to the bottom of the second inning, the very next half, with Pilar on base. Russ Martin gets an 0-2 pitch that he hits out of the ballpark to left field, and is a 5-2 ball game. They're right back in it. Okay, let's maybe see this team chip away like we've seen all year long. But in the next half inning, Ryan Healy hits a home run to left field off J.A Happ, and they get one of those 2 runs back, and it is a 6-2 Mariners lead. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Robinson Cano with an RBI sacrifice fly. Romine comes in to score, and it is a 7-2 game. J.A Happ gets the hook after just 3 1/3 innings, who gives up 10 hits and 7 runs. Look, I know Seattle's a good hitting ball club. I know that. But they only had 3 against Jaime Garcia through 5 innings. Now, yes, he was flirting with danger the entire time. But total, he only gave up 3 hits over 5 innings. J.A Happ gave up 10 over 3 1/3. He was really not good today. He had a really, really tough outing. And, it just, the Jays really didn't show much fight here. Because, after that, in the 5th inning, I think it was off of Petrichka, Kyle Seager hits his second home run of the ball game, a 1-0 pitch to center field, and it is a 8-2 game. This game is about over at this point, but we've seen this team over the entire season so far be able to fight late in games. That's kind of what we've seen we're one of the best teams at hitting clutch hits in the 7th inning or later, which means it's usually against good bullpen guys. And in the bottom of the 8th, like big inning yesterday was the bottom of the 8th inning. I don't know why it's doing this zoom in, zoom out. Maybe the lighting. I apologize, guys, but just bear with me. In the bottom of the 8th, the Blue Jays, they get the bases loaded, nobody out. I know you're down 6, but you've got a possible rally cook in here. And Solarte at the dish, who's been very clutch for this team, got the tying RBI yesterday. So maybe he can come up big here. Nope, instead he grounds into a double play. 1 run comes in to score, but you could have got a lot more with the bases loaded and nobody out. And instead you get 1 measly run. It's an 8-3 game. And for good measures, in the top of the 9th inning, Mike Zunino hits a home run to give that 1 run right back. And it is a 9-3 victory. Mike Leake, like we said off the top, has not had a very good season. He went 7 strong innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, and struck out 6 guys. He was very good. Now, either he was very good or the Jays were just very poor. It's arguable. You can really, we don't know what the heck happened or not. But what I saw is the Blue Jays, for one, were not able to get a clutch hit, the clutch hits when they were needed to. If you got an RBI single in that 8th inning or an RBI double to score 2 and 2 guys are in scoring position, that's a rally cooking. But instead, a ground ball double play just kills it. And the team overall, only 8 hits. He gave up 17 hits. But you could put into perspective, they had 10 over the first 3 1/3 off J.A Happ. It was just a game where the Jays, like it's the story been all season long so far, the starting pitching has not been good enough at all. At all. We've seen the spots here and there. Garcia, he was flirting with danger all game yesterday, but he didn't do, statistically, and how many runs he gave up, he didn't do all that bad, but he was in a lot of trouble at a lot of points in the game. We've seen a great start from Marco Estrada, but then his next start is garbage. It's the inconsistency of the starting rotation. If this team had some quality starting pitching 1 through 5 for a big stretch, who knows where this team could go? the way they've played, I mean, they scored 3 runs today, but we've seen how when they aren't close in games, the amount of fight they show. Now, in an 8-2 ball game in the 8th inning, you don't expect a lot of fight. Now, if it was a different situation, would it have been a better thing happening for the Blue Jays? I don't know. It's always ifs, ands, or buts. You never really can tell. But what we saw today, if there's any positives to take out of it, Josh Donaldson, great to see him swinging the bat a little bit better. He was 3 for 4 in the ball game. Really nothing else for the bats, though. Aaron Loup, like we've said before in videos, guys, Aaron Loup has his stretches of being really dominant, but then when he's not dominant and he's bad, oh, he is bad. Today, I mean, 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, but he struck out 3 guys on a clean 2 innings of work. You don't hear me complaining about that. Petrichka gave up the 1 run in his inning and 2/3, gave up a couple hits, couple walks, okay there. Tim Meza came in and had to do 2 innings of work, 3 hits, the 1 run to Zunino, and 2 strikeouts as well in his work. So, I mean, the story of the Jays season so far is what we talked about in the spring training and the season preview and all this stuff. This team will go as far as their starting pitching will take them. And as we've seen so far through the first, 38 games I think it is, the starting pitching has not been good enough. There's no question about that. Can it change? I think it will. I'm just hoping it doesn't. They don't wait till mid-August to change. But again, it is the middle of May almost. And this team is still 2 games over 500. I know they haven't played the greatest baseball as of late, and I know they haven't looked as good as we have seen to start the season. I understand that. But every team is going to go through lulls. Every team is going to go through losing streaks. It's a matter of how you find a way to cope with those. The Jays, they've had a tough time winning series as of late. And it's not going to get any easier as tomorrow, for a weekend series, they welcome in the Boston Red Sox starting tomorrow night with Chris Sale against Aaron Sanchez in Game 1 tomorrow. Game 2, I think it's still undecided right now. Marco Estrada for the Blue Jays. We don't know for the Red Sox, obviously with hearing about David Price's. I think it was carpal tunnel syndrome. I'm not sure what the deal is with them, who they're going to throw out there. I don't know how that's going to work. And in the finale, Drew Pomeranz versus Marcus Stroman. Stroman looking for his first win on the year. He's 0-5 right now, but it's not going to be an easy one for the Blue Jays. No matter when you face the Boston Red Sox, no matter what starters you face, that offense is very good. And the way this Jays starting pitching is, we've seen this so far this season, it's kind of hard right now. You know, we could see a great 3 games from the Jays, and then, hey, we're not complaining. But then the next series against like a really down team, I apologize for the blurriness. I don't know. I think it's probably the lighting. We'll get back to normal tomorrow, guys. I apologize. But what we have seen and what we continue to see is this Blue Jays team fighting day in, day out. I love this team. We've seen this team fight more than we've seen all last year combined. We just got to stick with them. We know what they can be. It's just a matter of, can they contain it over 162 games? Can they do it enough to get them in the playoffs? I don't know. I mean, as much as Jays fans right now are going to say, oh, no, there's no way in heck that's going to happen. The Jays win 5 in a row. Oh, there it is again. There we go. The Jays win 5 in a row, and people are going to be like, oh, this team can do it. They just got to keep playing the way they are. It's 162 games. It's a very long season. And heck, guys, remember last year? We were like, 10 games under 500, maybe even more. Maybe a little bit less at this point last year. We're 2 games above 500. And we probably expected worse than last season. So far, it's been a very good year. The starters haven't been what we expected. The bats, kind of what we did. We lost Jose, you lost Edwin. I mean, I know the home run totals are going to slack, even though this team is one of the best home run hitting team. Batting average, low. This team does have a lot of injuries. I mean, you know, I think Curtis Granderson came back in the last game. But you look at their injuries, you look at where they are. Diaz, obviously, on the DL. Granderson's still, again, not probably 100%, so he's going to be in and out of the lineup. Pierce, Grichuk, and obviously Tulowitzki. Those are some names that can really impact this team, but are on the DL. A lot of those guys were in the lineups earlier in the season that the team did well. Even I know we were harping on Grichuk and when he wasn't doing well and all that kind of stuff, but he was on the teams. when they were doing well. So you could throw that in there, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys did not enjoy the game today. Hit the like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below what you guys think of the game. What do you think of J.A Happ? His ball, it felt like it was up. He was getting hit all over the place. Not a lot of great pitches from J.A Happ in this one. What do you guys think of his outing? And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night as the Boston Red Sox come to the Air Canada Center. We'll come to the Rogers Center for a 3-game series. 7:07 first pitch. Chris Sale taking on Aaron Sanchez in Game 1 tomorrow night. This team needs to get this series started on the right note. We'll talk to you guys then.